I want to welcome you to God's presence this hour, this prophetic instruction and advice this very hour. And today on is still powerful as it has been before. And the Lord has you at the back of his mind. And that we are going to discuss again about why are you in ministry? Why do you want to go and open a church? Why are you opening it? Why are you running a church? And but don't forget, before we go further, don't forget that you should subscribe. By doing that, you are helping this channel to reach where is supposed to be. You subscribing to it, they didn't collect anything, they didn't take anything from you. Remain blessed. Let's go into it. The other time we stopped where Elijah was, he saw the wind blowing, and the wind bring down mountain, break mountain, and the Bible record that God was not there. That is First Kings chapter 19, verse 11, that God was not there. And because God was not there, Elijah was sensitive enough to be still, even though he has seen God manifesting. But God, I don't know why God chooses to move in that way. I don't know why God chooses to move in that way. There are a lot of persons that they see this kind of movement and they run with it. There are many that they are running church today because someone took them in. Someone took them in. Someone said that you have the grace. Someone said that you have if you run a ministry, you can do it. And now you are running a ministry. The person is running a ministry and she or he is struggling and suffering. I see that God is not there. I don't know, but I've seen some person that they are trying their possible best. But I begin to ask, is it that God did not call them or God called them? What is happening? I know there is a time for little beginning. The other day I was talking with one general of us. He was talking about going somewhere. And while we are discussing and begin to get some kind of administration, I advise, I said, do this, do that. My brother, my sister, if not that God help and God intervene, that man would have closed down his church and packed his load with everything, moved to where he think that God is calling him. Because just mere seeing dreaming and this and that. There are manipulation of dreamers. There are things that happen to bring you out. And God intervene and God help. And after some time, he returned back home. So let us say that assuming that he closed down the branch that he that is running with before thinking about going to open another branch, that means he would have not have a ministry anymore, or he would have started afresh again. That is Simon on the wayside. But what I'm trying to say is that why are you running a ministry? Is it that someone talk you into, or you feel that you have the grace, and because you feel, you begin to imagine what God will do through you? Ministry, or something happened that you decided to run. I mean, some person said they see angel. I don't know. In our ministry, one day in our ministry, we are I also work. I work with. That many years ago, there was one particular branch that someone was pastoring, and that one day he come to the mission director and said that God said that this particular branch belongs to him, that God has handed over this branch to him. And when the mission director was to leave the state because another greater call, the ministry make him state overseer. So he said, when he was handing over, he said, so brother said this, so brother said it. But when he put it this way, he said God said to him. But when God said to him, he was not there. So he didn't argue it. They leave the church for him. But he said that if you return back, if you bring back the church, they should collect. They should take back the church again. And after some years, the young man bring back the church. Because that time that he claimed that God asked him to take over the church and run it as his own ministry. Over 400 and something members. In fact, the church was big. The church was big. People in that area, the community, they has money. So money was flowing. So could it be that because of that he see vision or something happen? Now the Bible says to us, let's come back to the First King chapter 19 verse 11. He said to us, after the wind passed, he said there was great earthquake that come. He said when the earthquake passed, he said God was not there. How many person that have seen earthquake? And what is that we can liken it to be as an earthquake in your ministry? Your hand robbing miracle. You pass, people fall. You raise hand, people fall. You lay hand, you can call people phone numbers. And is it the reason you open ministry? What is that they make you to go and open ministry? And at the end of the day, God will say that you labor in another man's vineyard, that is not where you should be or you should have been. It is not grace that put people into ministry of opening a church. I'm talking about opening a church. I'm talking about opening a church. Many are desiring to become Geo. Is that what God called you? Earthquake. Earthquake. And the Bible says God was not there. That means someone can move miracle in his ministry, but God is not in that ministry. God is not in that ministry. So why will that person move miracle, manifest those things, and God is not there? Well, God is not there because God is not there. God is not there does not mean that God is not there. The Bible says God is everywhere. He's omnipotent, he's omnipresent, he's omniscient. God is everywhere. What I mean is that God's hand is not upon that person to fulfill something. So why is it that is manifesting those things? And now the person, the young man or the young woman is not an herbalist and is manifesting those things. It's manifesting because there are people that their heart is fixed on God and they are coming to that man of God thinking that their solution will come from there. And God will use him to fulfill the desire of the people. And at the end of the day, the man might receive the little reward. He might also receive the natural reward. But when he comes to the kingdom exploit, going to heaven, he might not have anything. Now Elijah will understand. So after the earthquake, the Bible says God was not there. God was not there. But when a tiny voice passed, when Elijah bring down his mind, when Elijah begin to program his mind and his subconsciousness to line with the movement of God, he hear God passing. He hear this little voice. He hear the little voice. And today, even some person have concluded and they are trying to point out that is the only way that God speaks. No. Well, for now, we are not talking about how God speaks. No. But the issue is that Elijah was able to program his mind and his subconsciousness to realize that this is time that God, this particular one, God in it. That means the minor can become the greatest. Can become the greatest. So Elijah discovered that this one, God, is there. So what are we saying? Don't run ministry because you are into the prophetic. You are into the prophetic. If you have not subscribed to the channel, I will encourage you to do so. And also, if you have any comment, just put it down. We will come back again on this. Why are you opening ministry? Why are you running a ministry? Why are you running a ministry? We will come back to it again.